Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and I wanted to go over Toku merch. The year is almost over, and I wanted to go over all the cool things I found, just some of my favorite merch of the year, honorable mentions of some releases and different toy lines that may have started, some grails that I found that maybe are older that didn't come out this year. Now, this video isn't just, hey, I spent this much on merch. I bought a lot of stuff. No, there's a lot of cool Toku merch outside of like SH figure arts, and like your gimmicks and your drivers. And as someone who dabbles a lot in the candy toys, I wanted to do a video just going over all the some of my favorite things I picked up this year, new lines that might have started, and just what I picked up and what you know made me happy for Toku merch because this is a big year. Not even if you're like not even just from like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai and Ultraman. Like there's a lot of indie stuff that came out as well. Indie stuff doesn't get merch as much. I actually have no merch for any of the indie stuff. I unless it's like fan created merch, which I would gladly buy. But I want to start off with uh Blu-rays because this year we finally got some Kamen Rider in the West. We finally got some Blu-rays, and I let's see, 18 plus years ago when I got into Kamen Rider, when I saw Blade as it was airing, the first sent the Toku like Kamen Rider I ever saw. I wouldn't think like, yeah, we're gonna get this in America. We're gonna get officially released like DVDs of this because DVDs were a thing. I actually bought bootleg DVDs of Blade on eBay for a lot more than I should have for the whole entire season. I'm not even gonna tell you how much I spent, and I was just like, but now fast forward, it's 2022. We got Blu-rays and DVDs releasing, not just from Shout Factory, Discotech Media. We got all these different companies getting different Kamen Rider IPs and releasing them. But this year, we got Kamen Rider Zero One and Kuga. And I was like, awesome. These are two good sets. These are what I started with. I actually now just ordered the V3 set for $100, which I shouldn't have, but I want it for the collection. I actually want to watch it as well because I have seen it before, but I want to watch it on the big TV. So it's just like Donovan mentions that we're eating good this year, starting off with getting all these physical media releases here officially supported with English subtitles, and that makes me really excited and happy. I'm gonna go into since Kamen Rider Black Sun came out this year on Amazon Prime Video. One of my grails that I found, and I haven't opened it. I don't know if I will. I actually found from Real Action Heroes. I have the Shadow Moon. Now, if you watch the podcast, any of the video versions, I talked about when I got this. I don't know if I'm gonna open this honestly. I know it's gonna look good. Like this, I'm a huge Shadow Moon fan. Like so much, and there's not really a lot of Shadow Moon merch. And I wish there was more. Obviously, we got some for Black Sun coming out with SH figure and stuff like that, which I pre-ordered. And then we have the drivers coming out with CSMs, which I pre-ordered. But this was one of the first actual Shadow Moon the items I found in person in a store at Book Off. So I was like, I have to buy this. Like I can't not have this in my set, in my collection. I will at some point when we get a bigger place and I can do a better display. This will be on display inside of my DTOF that I have not built. This is probably one of my favorite non-Kamen Rider Blade related items in my Toku collection. It's just I was so happy. Like, and at the time, my fiance, we're now married. I was just like, I really need this. Like, I really do. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I will not. I need this in my life. This has to come home with us. I need this. Like, we're even gonna put it. I'm like, I'm not even sure I'm gonna open this. I need this. So I bought it. I do plan on getting the Garen and Blade one at some point because, but those are expensive. I think they're almost the same price as, if not more than the CSMs, which I have, but I bought those last year, so I can't talk about those this year. Um, but yeah, that's now drivers. There's a lot of drivers I bought this year. So obviously from a this year standpoint, we have the Desire Driver right here from Geats, which one of my favorite gimmicks this year that I bought was the zombie buckle with the Buffa ID core, which also has the little holders on the side of the belt. I like this ID core or this gimmick. I like that the hand opens up and it goes over like, and I like zombies. So that was actually one of my favorite gimmicks of the year that I've bought so far. Anyways, the year's not over. I'm recording this. The year's gonna end in like maybe 2 weeks. No, let me do the math. Not maybe. It definitely is about 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be in 2023 already. This year went by really fast. Um, so that is one of my gimmicks, unless my favorite gimmicks of the year that I bought. There's obviously ones that have came out and I've seen that I really like, but I don't own them, so it's not. This is my collection. So, um, candy toys, because I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about candy toys. Uh, One of the newer lines that came out this year is the Converge Motion. Now it started with Ultraman. Now the regular Converge, it's the little 2.5 inch tall figures that aren't they just kind of stand still. They're usually just in poses like this, nothing really to it. But Ultraman got Converge Motion, where these specific Ultraman characters or villains were in their iconic poses, and Kamen Rider got their first wave finally of this. It actually released November 15th in the US. It got a US release, which is really cool. I was impatient. I put up a review already on the channel. I bought mine from Japan the second they came out. And I bought the retail box because I wanted to find the secret uh, figure as well, which was Kamen Rider Double, just Joker form. But the Converge Motion Kamen Riders, the Wave 1 was so cool. Yeah, Kuga Mighty, Double, 0201. So this was like a really good line. I think this is one of my favorite new lines to start this year from a toy standpoint. And I was really excited to get those and add those to my collection. They are on my manga bookshelf in front of Spy Family right now. And candy toys were a big part of my purchases this year because every month a new wave would come out. Except for there's 2 waves in October for Geats, which really hurt the wallet because usually I budget everything ahead of time. But the Soto lineup, the care and quality Bandai has put into this lineup, because they're on their 5th anniversary, so almost 6 years total they've been doing these. If you go back to when they first started them with and to looking at how they are now, the Zeo line was all right. I have a majority of those. The Saber line was good. A lot of stickers because of how the suits were. They changed moldings a bit in going into Revice, less stickers, more posability, just changing kind of. Now we're in the Geats lineup and it's a game changer with how good they are, how articulate and this and that. And I appreciate all the work into that, that's gone into the Soto line. Obviously, I have a big Soto collection. And one of my favorite Sotos that I got this year, and I've talked about it at nauseum, and I apologize, but this is a video going over it, so you might not have seen those, is the campaign Vice in his little demon form, devil form. Like this thing, my camera's not gonna focus. This thing is so good. It was the lottery campaign item. I found it on Bai, and because I love Bai, that's one of my. It does most of my merch. If it's not like the Soto boxes, I get directly from a source. But if it wasn't, but like anything individual Sotos, duplicates I need, some gimmicks, this and that, and like Converge, a majority of the stuff I get is from Bai. I love using Bai with like Mercari Japan, Yahoo auctions. Bai is one of my favorite services to use. It's my favorite proxy. I use it constantly. So if you are in the market to find any Toku merch or anything and you need a proxy, use Bai. It's wonderful. I've had no issues. They do constantly have coupons. Sign up for their like little email thing so you know when these deals and all these coupons are there and available. It's a wonderful service, and I would not have a good portion of my collection if it wasn't for Bai. Now, that's not an ad, by the way. They ain't paying me. I'm just saying. Now, the sodas have been really good. Um, and I'm looking forward to what else is going to be put out for candy toys going into the next year. Obviously, like I said, candy toys that make up a majority of everything I have. I don't dabble in other statues. Like I was getting into SH Figure Arts, and honestly, like they just the price point when so many were going premium Bandai and everything else. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I got the base three from Saber, I got Revi and Vice, and that's it. I'm getting Evil, um, and I'm getting the Kuga one as well, but that's really it. Only because they don't have other stuff to get for it. One of my favorite SH Figure Arts though that I found this year, which didn't come out this year, is Birth. Kamen Rider Birth, one of my favorite secondaries of all time. Such a good character. One of my favorites. I just wanted to do the honorable mention and talk about Birth, because anytime I can talk about Birth, I will talk about Birth, aka Kamen Rider Inspector Gadget, because that's what Birth is. Birth is basically a Kamen Rider version of Inspector Gadget. I don't care what it says; it's the truth, and you just know it's got to sink in, and then you're like, oh, he's right. Now, uh, drivers. I always had to have each driver, this, that. A lot of drivers were purchased this year. A lot of money was spent. And one of my favorite drivers, Premium Bandai, of course. The Demon's driver, which is back in the driver. I didn't want to display it anymore because it was getting dirty and dusty. The Demon's driver. I love this so much. This is one of my favorite drivers, and honestly, from a non-CSM standpoint, probably the most money I've spent on a driver. Actually, I say non-CSM because I've never bought any of the. I don't usually dabble in Premium Bandai unless I'll go through a third party, but that is the most money I've spent on a driver, outside of CSMs, and it's one of her. I love that driver so much. It's a really good driver, but it's one of my favorite new releases. Now, I've been hunting down older merch, trying to finish my collection. Obviously, my one of my goals is to have everything Blade related. And like I say, I'm a Blade fan. I think it's my favorite season. It's the best season I've ever watched. My opinion, obviously. But one of these purchases got me one step closer to having everything Blade related. Even though I have the CSMs, I was able to find the DX Baron buckle, and I opened it up obviously for my fan henshin video. But this is in like pristine near mint condition. The box is still really in great condition, and I was like, you know what, I need this. And so being able to add that to my Blade collection, and the amount of stuff I need now to finish my Blade collection is so small, because another thing I got was my rouser. And we know how I feel about Blade. And this works. Like, I'm still refurbishing it a bit. I have to finish this area. There's like the blade, because it's like a softer rubber plastic. But I've already refurbished most of this, because I was going to do a video series going over like how to refurbish the toys, but I don't have the space to set up the camera, and I'm really mad because I thought that would be a great series to do. I started trying to film doing this, but it just didn't work out. But I did start refurbishing that. I actually was able to match all the paint already, and most of it is now back into great condition. I took it apart. The plastic clear parts that hold the cards, I actually soaked and deep cleaned those and put them back in. It still works perfectly fine. So being able to refurbish and get that pristine has been wonderful, because it's going to look great on display once I can get the rubber part like really back to mint, because I got that for steel, because they're like, yeah, it's dirty and it's got scuffs and paint. I'm like, no, I don't care, I can fix it. Like I working with electronics and refurbishing toys, like that's easy for me. So that's one of my projects. I also, it's in my box, my Toku storage area of boxes and totes. I did refurbish a Ghost Driver, and then one other one too. The what one was it? Not the Sengoku Driver. I fixed that up a bit because it was kind of in bad, not that good of condition. So, but I got that at Power Morphicon for like $24, and I was like, you know what, $24, it works. Sound is great. I was like, let me do some cosmetic fixes on it, and it looks like it's brand new, like I just got it out of the box. Um, so as we're winding down, there's not really much else to talk about from a merch Toku toy standpoint. We got a lot of little cool little things too. Like another honorable mention, the Tamagotchis for the 50th anniversary. I got this one and I have the gold one as well. And just a lot of I didn't talk about the Figurized standards. The Figurized standard Kamen Rider line. I got into those this year. I'm a big fan of Gunpla, Gundam Kids, SD Gundam Heroes. I make a lot of those. But we got a release, more releases here and easily available. The Figurized standard line for Kamen Rider, and I bought all of them and I built all of them. So basically, that's it. One of my favorite ones though was the Ghost, and I really enjoyed building Ryuki because it came with the dragon. Looks great on display. If you follow me on social media, you've seen the photos of what it looks like. I just I really enjoyed building all of those because one, model kits, Kamen Rider combined. That's why I kind of like Sotos too, because I like putting things together, stickers, building. Like, I really like that stuff. So that was a really cool new lineup that I got into this year that I haven't really dabbled in before. So that's it for the merch I picked up, the merch I liked. Uh, I have another collaboration where you will be able to find out how much money I spent this year. But this is just my Toku merch. At the end of the year, I do a podcast where I just go over all my everything that was like my favorite of the year, not just merch, but like episodes, movies, and everything else. And I will actually be talking about some Toku stuff as well. This was just my favorite merch of the year. I'll probably be doing, like I said, I'll do the podcast of all my favorite nerdy stuff of the year. But I'm also going to do another video of my favorite Toku moments of the year. So that's something else to look forward to. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below. What is your favorite Toku item you picked up this year? It could be anything. It could be, a Legend Rider buckle. It could be, a figure. It could be a poster, a driver. What is your favorite Toku purchase of the year? Let me know in the comments below because I'm really curious. And I love to see what other people pick up and what they think of things. Well, that being said, I thank you guys for watching. Have a great holiday time because that's just around the corner. And I will see you guys in the next video.